Did you go live?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What up, people? We're live. No countdown, no anything. So here we are. Todd, Noah, Game Day CJ. Thank you, Noah, for no, you didn't make the switch. Okay. I'm Todd. That's Noah.
There's CJ.
There's CJ.
Ooh.
Blue background today.
Check.
What's up?
Everything work? Sound good?
Yeah, you sound great.
All right, perfect.
How's it going?
Good. Wife's birthday yesterday, so we went out last night and got her a couple things and we had a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How's your wife?
Okay. Now.
Okay now?
Yeah.
All right. So what's how was your day, Noah?
It was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just
I can hear everybody now.
That's good. Oh,
Yay.
DJ talked about his wife's birthday. So
It's not even close to my wife's birthday.
oh, I know that. I was just wondering how your wife's doing, and you said okay now. Do you want to explain to our listeners? No,
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Oh,
Well,
Mike's
a little
wife
bit of
is good
interaction
too.
with the fans.
Mike's wife is good too.
There we go.
Yep, fan interaction already. That's what we like to see.
That's right.
So here we go. Today on Game Day 716, we will talk trades, Bills, Sabres, news, Green Bay preview, Josh Allen's Halloween party, trades, more trades.
Trades and more trades.
Trade.
There's going to be some Eagles talk because that's important right now. And like I said, Green Bay preview. And then we'll do our rest in pieces because, our rest in pieces. So here we go. The Bills were shut out last week. They didn't score any points.
Oh, because they're on a bye. Ha 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 ha.
Bye joke.
They're
I'm the dad.
hilarious.
I'm allowed to make that joke. So,
Why joke?
one joke, just one dad joke. So
Yeah,
there's
you
a lot
get
of
one
talk.
show.
What?
You get one a show.
One per show.
Do we each get one, or
No, you get like you get funny jokes if you want them. I'll just take the dad.
so my
joke.
jokes usually aren't funny?
No,
All
they
right.
are. They
Okay.
are. If you guys have jokes, then go for it.
Gotcha.
So let's start with the news that broke 2 hours ago, coming from Jason Lockenfora. Robert Quinn from the Chicago Bears traded to the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. The Bears were 3-4. They're packing in their season. Roquan Smith remains on the block. And so does David Montgomery, who we'll talk about later. So CJ, I know you're a big fan of Robert Quinn. Let me just get to the numbers before I pass off some. You get to talk about him. So he has $7.1 million left on his contract this season. His whole contract this season was $12.8 million. Over the next 2 seasons, he's due $26.8 million in base salary just over the next 2. So it should be like right around $13 million next year, $14 million the year after. So seems like an okay deal for someone who had 18.5 sacks last year. Kind of an up and down player, but CJ, tell us what you like about Robert Quinn.
Yeah, I mean he's a little bit old, right? So being 32, makes you a little bit nervous. But I think on that Philly D line, that's it doesn't really as long as he can bring something to the table, the other guys will take a lot of pressure off him. I think it'll make it a lot easier. I think you just mentioned that is what is his 5th team. Did you say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Which
didn't
is-
say that. I said that in our chat, but yes.
Okay. It was just very interesting, just how much he's kind of bounced around. And he's a UNC guy, which is a very small school, not very well known for football players coming out of it,
Right.
more basketball. And obviously he didn't lead the league last year, but he had, I want to say Chicago's, I think he led, broke their record for most sacks in a season. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's right.
But that 18 and a half is not even his highest sack total for a season, though. What I was saying in the group chat is I won an IDP league with him like 8 years ago, and I looked it up, and it was 2013. He put up 19. So he'll have those seasons where he'll pop. And what's interesting is you had a season, if you're saying that was in 2013, and then you had him 19 there, and then 18 and a half,
right.
almost 8 years later. You know what I mean? 9 years. That's incredible to me that he's still producing at that level. Philly, they're setting themselves up. I don't know if this meshes very well with their future goals. So I don't know beyond this year if he'll be sticking around or not.
Well, he's still got 2 more years on the contract, so I don't know what the dead money would be or anything like that. For them to get rid of him, but
right.
That's all in base salary. So the 26.8 is all in base.
The Bears, though, I think are picking up either all of it or a significant portion of the salary.
I didn't see that, but I believe you if that's true. I believe you if it's true.
Yeah.
That it's just so interesting about that Philly situation.
They're picking up some percentage of the salary.
Okay.
They did a lot of trades this season, right? And I mean Brown, CJGJ, and now obviously the Quinn trade, and it just blows my mind that they still have 2 firsts next year. And it's
yes,
it's going to set them up for years as long as they hit on one of those 2 guys, next year.
Well,
do you know who Eagles first are the Saints?
Are the Saints, which is currently the 4th pick overall.
Yeah.
And then the other one is their.
It's got to be nice, yo. I mean, they have run that. They have run that organization so well since the Wentz trade.
Yeah.
That was huge. What trade brought them those firsts last year and this year? I can't remember. That wasn't the Wentz trade?
Well, I don't remember what they traded for AJ.
Yeah.
It wasn't a first, right?
No, I'm not sure, but I think they might have gotten this pick through another trade.
Because I know the Wentz trade had an opportunity to move up to a higher round if he played a certain amount of snaps and did a certain amount of yardage, which I think he got last year with Indy. So I'm pretty sure that
would make sense because he played most of the season.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that helped Philly the more he played it. And so I don't know if that is a first or that's one of the reasons why they have a first, but they traded away a few guys and got or did they move down in the draft? I think they might have moved down.
They just made so the reason why they got this doesn't detail it.
Oh well.
That was a great smile, Todd.
I try.
It was a great smile.
I try,
Yeah.
So this adds to the Eagles' scary edge. Already Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, and Brandon Graham were already on the edge.
Oh no, this is the trade. So on draft day, the Eagles and Saints made a major swap of trades. In that trade was the Saints' first-round pick.
And now the Saints suck, and the Eagles are.
But what did the Saints get in return? Because that wasn't the CJGJ trade?
No. This was on draft day, or this was before the draft, but they knew what the picks were. So this was sometime during the offseason. But the Eagles get the 18th pick, the 3rd round pick in 2022, the 7th round pick in 2022, and then a 23 first and a 24 second. And the Saints got 16 and 19 and a 6th.
So they moved up.
So they had 2 number ones last year and gave those up.
Oof.
So that's fun. That's fun. And it's got to be fun to be Howie Rosenbaum.
Yeah, I'm about to say, to be Philly right now. God.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Buffalo is is probably the team everybody wants, but
still ranked first. That's what I like to see.
That's
so
all that matters.
I read this.
as I was
Go ahead.
saying, Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham. Right now, Quinn only has 8 tackles and 1 sack, and that's playing for the Bears. Being added into that mix with those guys.
Is Cox still there?
Cox, yeah, he's inside.
Okay.
So inside
Jordan
you
Davis,
have
right?
you have
rotation.
Hargrave, Cox, and Jordan Davis, the rookie, who's
the Georgia guy.
Monster. Oh yeah, who I wanted
they
so
got
bad.
the best,
the best player in the championship last year. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. So yeah,
that's wild. It's
that's
wild that they
of
got him. You know what I mean? Like regardless of where they were, like I think they were 6 or something stupid, but still wild that they got him.
Yeah. No, they got him at 18. No,
I thought that was when he fell.
I thought they had a top 6 pick last year, so that's why I thought that.
Of course, it doesn't say right away.
Come on, Noah.
Oh my God!
Our viewers
13th.
want to know.
So they moved up from 18th.
13th.
That's late.
So that may have been part of the.
That's still late though. Like for him.
That is. That is.
Oh my God damn.
I wanted the Bills to get him so bad. I wanted him.
Oh, he did the job at it for 10 years.
Could you imagine the defensive line with him on it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did we get Miller after or before the draft? Before, right?
After. No, it was after, right?
I just wonder if that changes anything. You know what I mean? Like if we get him in a hypothetical world where, you know what I mean? Like we get Davis, do we go after Miller? You know what I mean? Like
I don't think so, because you don't know.
Maybe you don't get Phillips, or you don't go after Lawson or something like that.
All right. Yeah.
But I still think you
still bring in your closer, right?
Yeah. Well, he's just on at those moments. Like it's so funny. You've heard it his whole career and stuff. Like he knows how to turn it on in those moments, and he just knows how to turn it on in those. But moments.
it's so different watching it.
I know.
Like having him be a part of your team.
It's like, he's on your side. Do this.
Yeah. Watching him play every down.
Yeah.
It's like, it's awesome.
Oh my God. You can see it happen on some of those. Like you can see the spin move, or you can see when he just overpowers a tackle and goes right in there. Like just watching it live.
Well, he'll set up stuff.
Insane.
I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen, he'll set up stuff for a few plays. So like
numerous times.
Yeah. Like he'll do something one way 4 or 5 times in a row. So when the blocker goes to adjust, that's when he'll switch it. You know what I mean? And like you go outside, and then fake it outside, go inside. You know, or a spin move or whatever. And you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, I think the one that we remember the most is the Rams game, and I think on that one he just caught the tackle.
The push and then the spin.
Oh, I thought that was the
he just like shoved him out of the way.
Oh, the bull rush.
Yeah, the very first one he got.
Yeah,
where I think he just caught the tackle napping and just pushed him over, and that was it.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So Philly has, well, depending on how far they go, they have a late round pick, and as of now, the 4th pick overall.
Wow.
So, and they just added Robert Quinn. So, another player on the block who a lot of people are talking about for the Bills is Kareem Hunt, which is.
Why did we draft James Cook?
Cook is a future at this point.
Okay, all right.
He's a future guy at this point.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. Not Kareem Hunt. I don't know. That's not worth it.
I like Hunt, but it's just if you're talking a 3rd.
They're talking like a 5th or a 6th.
Oh, bring him in.
Okay, here's the problem with Hunt, right? And we need to discuss this.
Doesn't he only have like a 1-year contract or something?
It's the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah, we won a Super Bowl. That's
right. So, with Hunt, it's the baggage that he brings, right? Are you willing to bring like a guy who beats up his wife and does all that on video into this?
Definitely wasn't his wife, but yeah, I get you.
Whatever.
Does it make it any difference? No, I agree.
No, and
just like saying stuff though, it's just like. He beat the shit out of his wife. Like, I don't know.
And he kicked her, and he did it all on video. And, like,
I don't think
if
I'm going to be honest about that situation, his response to it was like one of the best responses I've ever seen in his defense.
How so?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of guys don't take accountability like he did. You know what I mean? Like, you have not once heard Watson come out and say, I did that. I was wrong.
Yeah, the closest we got was, I'm sorry for the pain that I may have caused.
Well,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. So, like, you've never heard.
I'm sorry that you're sorry.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I knew, like, immediately I was wrong. I need to, there needs to be repercussions for this. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And I felt like that was a decent. So, like, that's what stuck out to me. I agree that situation was terrible. You know, and I don't, optic wise, like, do you want that in Buffalo? Would even there be much support for it? That's a good question. But
I think that would be a division of the fan base.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Michael Vick conversation, right? Because I remember years ago that we're talking like years ago, but I remember the conversation was bring Vick in, you know, for like after he got off the charges and out of jail, and like I remember everybody just saying like, "Oh, Buffalo's too big of dog lovers to ever bring him in." You know what I mean? And it's like it's that same argument, you know.
Unlike
what I mean?
all those other places that hate dogs.
Well, no, but like I just like, people love dogs. Like it's just. You know, and I feel the same kind of similar about this is that like, you know, I feel like people in the city would not take kindly to, I don't know.
Well, and I guess my point on this, and this is the last point I make before we'll move on, but my last point on this is like, even if it's for a late round pick, like the Bills have spent since McDermott and Bean have got here, building this culture almost player by player. They've been hand picking these guys and like getting rid of, like, if you remember in the beginning, they shoved a lot of guys out who were talented guys, but
we had questions about it at first. Yeah.
Didn't have the attitude, like, and it's what the Sabres did last year. It's
the
Sabres are in that step, you know, they're in that phase, that very early phase of guys who want to be here.
Sure.
And, you know, like
they're in their 6-10 Bills season.
Yeah. 9-7 next year. And yeah.
I was thinking I was actually thinking that like we are in the like Baltimore loss lucky end of season. You know what I'm saying? Like Bills season for the Sabres. Like,
yeah, I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs. That's
well, no, I'm saying our odds to make the playoffs that year with Tyrod had to have been.
Oh yeah, they were abysmal.
Right.
Like 10, you know what I mean? So like I'm fine with that. Give me a 10% chance with 3 games left.
Sure.
Facts, right? I mean, I don't know. That's me. Like I'm cool with that.
So
I mean, that's 3 games left to even have a chance at the playoffs is better than by what, March 1st they don't at all. Right after the trade deadline, they already are out of the playoffs.
Right.
So
every year.
Back to your point, Todd. I mean, I agree with you, and also the fact is, I mean, I think we have to realize now that we, as a team, the way the management works, does not like to give up much draft stock either. You know, so I think
that is part of it. But you know what?
I agree with what you're saying. I just also wanted to
the draft pick side. It's like if and I've been having this argument over Twitter over and over again. And if you're watching us from Twitter, thank you so much because I love you. And but to that end, like you're going for it this year. You know, the Eagles just went for it, and all they gave up was a 4th.
Yeah,
you know, like they made their move, and we made our Von Miller move in the off season. But now, how do we answer? Right, we got to answer. We got to level up for the Eagles. We got to level up because the Chiefs, I mean, they have cap space. The Chiefs have cap space that the Bills don't have, and you know, I mean, there's guys out there who the Chiefs can easily grab. What if they went out and grabbed Gesicki?
Oof.
On the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know,
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Gesicki on like Green Bay would be like the number 1 receiver.
That is one of the discussions that's actually out there. One of the trade things that's being floated is Gesicki and another receiver. I don't remember who. Claypool is on the block, but that's not. I don't remember that it being him. But
Tony or Galladay,
Jerry
maybe.
Jeudy.
Jerry Judy's on the. Maybe it was Judy. Yeah.
See, I
He
haven't
can
heard him on the
catch.
block yet.
Yeah, CJ, I know what you're talking about. Speaking of Jerry Jeudy, really quick, I was watching Red Zone, and they had a chance, and Jeudy somehow lost it in the shade.
Bro, I don't know what is going on. I watch him go up for a ball, and just like you said, I maybe that was the. It's like, he makes it look so hard. Like
He just like looked over his one shoulder, then looked over the other, and then just kept going back and forth, and then the ball went over his head, and I was like, "How did you do that?"
I've watched him do that
His
many
hands
times.
are huge.
He was
has, like,
good in college.
He
He's, like,
doesn't,
really
but the
good
movement, like, okay, do you guys remember the Chicago play 2 weeks ago? I think maybe they were on a bye last week, so I think it was 2-3 weeks ago. But it was a Dante Pettis. It was a Fields to Pettis. It was like a 40-yarder. I think it was Monday night. You know what I mean? And it was just a beautiful catch. You know what I mean? You guys don't remember this? It was a couple weeks ago. It was a late night game.
Oh yeah,
Was it a
I
Thursday
do remember
game?
it.
It was a Chicago game, and honestly,
Yeah, I think it was one of the.
I think
It
it
was
might
one
have
of
been.
the
It was a
Thursday
night game, but yeah.
Yeah.
And all I remember is thinking in my head when I watched that catch that was one of the best catches I've ever seen. And the reason why I felt that way was because the ball floated back behind his head. As a
Okay, I remember.
receiver, if
I
you're
know what
in that
you're
kind of
talking about.
situation, that is the hardest play to make in a game. Is when a
Mm-hmm.
ball is behind your head and you're facing the sideline. What Jeudy tries to do, and for what I've seen, is he tries to do this like put my hands up and hope that the ball is going to land like perfectly. No, what you need to do is you need to adjust your whole body and make sure that you've adjusted to the point where now the ball's here, as opposed to me doing some weird.
Mhm.
And in a nutshell, that is my issue that I've seen with him.
That's what they call with tracking, right? I mean,
Right.
kind of like
Yeah.
you're
And
tracking the ball to put
he
yourself in the
can't-
best
He can't
Yeah.
do that.
in the best
Exactly.
position. Judy
Very
doesn't
well
do
put.
that. He just thinks
Yeah.
he's going to grab it from wherever it is and use his hands.
He doesn't move his body as much. You know what I mean?
No.
I know he's a good enough receiver, and I'm sure in college he didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? But to get open and to get catches in the NFL, it is what it is. But it's funny you said that because I've been feeling this way for like 2-3 weeks watching him. So
Yeah.
they've just given him so many primetime games. Denver. It's
Yeah.
like, what?
So many orange teams, Denver and Chicago, because that's been their curse. Like I feel like Denver's been on like 3 times already.
I think more than that.
Chicago has been on night.
If you're not including Thursday.
No,
maybe.
including Thursday.
Oh man, that'd be interesting.
I think between Chicago and I think it's an orange jersey night curse, and that's I seriously believe that if that they would get much better. Though let's talk about Justin Fields because he did have a really good game.
Yeah,
against the Patriots.
Against the Patriots.
Oh no, yeah, I agree, 100%. Week 1, week 3, week 5, week 6, 4.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Okay. I'm so glad that the Bills have all the night games, but they're good.
Yeah, let's do let's find why KC was at 1:00. Just
it was at 4.
It was 4.
Still.
Okay, why wasn't it night? Green Bay.
No, I know why it wasn't
happy
a night
being later. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Raiders
happy with
game
the
was a
4:00
game
game.
there. So the
Tennessee
Kansas
night
City
game.
game wasn't a night game because CBS saved that one game. Every
they pick which ones they want. They're just like, yes, we want that one
every
specifically.
place gets one pick.
Got it.
Every
Who gets
network.
picked first?
Jim and Romo were like,
Who gets to pick first? How do
Hey.
they decide who picks first?
I don't know. Whoever gives them the most money. I don't know.
Oh, shut up! Really? It's not like out of a hat. That's interesting.
I said they flip a coin.
That was
They
my
flip-
first thing. I was like, out of a hat. They just put 3 names in, and they're like, "All right, first person."
A 6-sided coin.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense. Yes, coin didn't really
Yeah,
work
I was just
in my head. That didn't
was
really work.
It's all good. It's a sun joke.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Sure, we'll go with that.
so Aaron Rodgers isn't happy in Green Bay. He has made some statements. Did you see his recent Pat McAfee interview?
No.
He said usually it's okay to be 10% off. He said that's not even okay when we lose concentration 10% of our time. He goes, but the offense has been losing concentration like 20% of the time last week. That's what he said.
Oh.
He said the offense was off at least 20% of the time last week. And he basically said somewhere in there, like, it wasn't my fault. He just kept saying like them and they and that kind of thing.
If you're Green Bay, do you just like cut
I've
your
seen a
losses at this
lot of
point?
drops. Like I'm seeing a lot of drops.
A lot of drops.
Yeah.
But there has been a lot of overthrows and underthrows from Rodgers as well. A lot.
Well, I don't think
But
Rodgers
have you seen that as a go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't think Rodgers has any connection with anybody on the roster.
Right. And that was my question. Have you seen that as him throwing an inaccurate ball? Like to me, Tom Brady's throwing a lot of inaccurate balls. The Rodgers situation to me is more like receiver laden, where these guys are not doing what he thinks that they're doing. You know what I mean? And I get that that's kind of the same thing, and it really doesn't matter, right? Because he's missing them regardless.
It makes sense.
No, but he's missing them regardless, though. You know what I mean? So, like,
I mean, I think more often you're seeing Rodgers being like, "Why didn't you go that way?" versus him being like, "Oh, sorry, my bad."
Yeah,
like I
he's
understand.
He's not saying my bad, and he's saying
the receiver is saying that, right? You're not
I'm saying
Rodgers
like I'm saying like 99% of the time Rodgers is like yelling at the wide receiver and being like, "Why didn't you break out? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you keep running?" Instead of being like, "Oh, I didn't throw you open, my bad."
Yeah, barely ever. You never see that.
Underthrew you.
You never see him go like that, like tap. You know what I mean? Like
he's always like, "Duh!"
When he hasn't thrown for 275 yards in any game this year. And I get it. Again, no chemistry.
Oof, that's rough.
No chemistry with your receivers.
I mean, I don't
but
think
at some point you hit a deep ball. At some point,
they've had it. The guys dropped them though. I've seen multiple shots where
and
these guys have nothing.
And then it gets dropped.
He's missed. I mean, and he's missed too.
Also,
it goes both ways. And so
in games that are like 7-point deciders, though, you know what I mean? Like less than 7 points.
In Rodgers' post-game press conference from last week, he said maybe the Bills are just the medicine we need.
Oh, I love that press conference.
Right? Because
I was
going to go out there.
I was going to bring this up later, but I was kind of thinking, like, is this a trap game?
I don't think there's such a thing as a trap game with this Bills team because they're better than everyone.
I don't think defensively the Green Bay is good enough to stop us.
I'm just afraid like they're gonna be like, you know what, Green Bay, like I don't know.
No, I don't think they're double digits over. Like it's still Rodgers. You would never do that against Brady. I think the same applies here. I mean, from a player standpoint, I get it. But like Jacksonville is a totally different situation last year. You know what I mean? Like you're going against
I wasn't saying like that. I just feel like I don't know. You can kind of like I don't know.
Here's Green Bay's defensive stats real quick. So points per game allowed, they're 14th. Total yards per game allowed, they're 8th.
Okay, so they're bad.
Pass yards allowed per game, they're first.
They're low.
They're first.
What does that mean? They don't allow a lot? Or they allow
I think they're the best.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew they were good at pass.
And then rush yards allowed per game is 27th, and their turnover margin is 26th. So we're lucky that Josh doesn't throw interceptions because they don't seem to take them, and that may allow us to take some chances. But if they're good against the pass and not good against the run,
that doesn't work in our favor.
Could be it. Maybe it is a trap game. I hate using those words, but maybe it is. I
don't know. I think right now there's nothing to suggest that they should be close.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So here's the other side of it, right? The Bills' defense in points allowed per game is first. Their total yards per game allowed is first. Their passing yards per game is 11th. Their rushing yards per game is first, and their turnover margin is 6th. So, Green Bay's bread and butter right now should be running Jones and Dillon.
Yeah, which it definitely is.
And
I think so. Yeah.
that should be their bread and butter, but they're not doing it
No,
successfully.
Jones has looked
No, they're
so
not.
good. They're not keeping him on the field though. Like,
Right.
Jones has 432 yards on 78 attempts.
but what is
which
that
an
yard per
average of
clip?
5.5.
Oh my
5 and a
God.
half.
See, I'm telling you, I know this.
Dylan has 3.9.
Dylan is not as good.
He has 301 yards on
No, he's
77
not.
attempts.
Dylan is a much more straightforward runner,
Yeah, yeah.
and with more power.
Jones is averaging about 62 yards a game.
Right, but that's like without force feeding him the ball. You know what I mean? Like, which I think they need to be doing. You know, like
I think LaFleur.
Well, I mean, he's getting at least 11 attempts per game. They both are.
Well, no, yeah, with passes, because I mean, does that include like?
No, I'm saying
touches,
running. They're
Oh.
both
rushing
getting at
attempts?
least 11 attempts
Okay,
per
but
game.
but Green Bay should be rushing the ball 30 times per game.
No,
And
I'm just saying.
Roger
What you're
Villiers.
saying is 22.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
You know,
Yeah. I've read multiple
I'm-
things. I've read that Green Bay needs to give up, play-by-play control to Rodgers and let him kind of just do his thing.
oh,
Which I'm just like,
No.
I don't know,
You don't wanna
necessarily
set that
how that works. But I mean, if we're talking on a third down and you call in a play and I say no, I have confidence like once in a while. Like I don't know if that's what that meant. You know what I mean? Like so, like
Yeah.
a third, like that I could see. But if you're talking,
maybe if it went to like a K gun, where they were
saying,
like 2-minute drill,
yeah,
and just constantly running it, then you let the
big
quarterback.
situations, him making if he wants to make the call, he makes the call.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at these target and receptions.
Well, and Cobb is
Look at
Cobb
drops.
is
Done.
Cobb is out for the year.
For the season.
Well, just listen. I mean, Lazard,
Oh.
41 targets, 26 receptions. Dobbs, 42 targets, 26 receptions.
Should look up drops.
How many drops? Doesn't show.
No, it doesn't show.
That's okay.
But
Just make it up.
well, I mean, you could just, do misses. I mean, 41 minus, that's 15. 15 and 16 misses between your top two wide receivers.
Drops plus misses.
Right. I
Right.
mean, your best option has been your tight end, which has been, Tunyon. He's been 30 receptions and 36 targets for 251 yards and a touchdown.
What are you on that you're looking at that?
ESPN.
Okay.
ProReference.com or whatever would have
Yeah.
it. But yeah, so another one that they're talking about trading to Green Bay is Albert O, the tight end from Denver, who we talked about a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Albert
Okunwag. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it because I'd sound racist or something. But he's not doing anything because he was kind of, I guess they said he was kind of like nursing an injury or whatever. But now that Denver has Dulcich back, who was out for the first 6 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Dulcich, it has been first 5 weeks. He played in the last 2 games. He's played really well, and they're really high on him. And Russ has started a connection with him. So they're talking about maybe Albert O having a being able to get them some.
I found the stats. If anybody wants to hear them, I mean,
yeah, let's go.
So I guess we'll start with Lazard, right? 41 targets, like you said. Of those 41, 29 were catchable. Of those 29, he dropped 2. Romeo Dobbs, 42. Of those 42 that were catchable were 33, and he dropped 5 of them.
So 9 uncatchables.
And then you got like 2 guys at the bottom here. I want to say one of them's got to be Watson. I don't. Hold on. Yeah, Watson and Winfrey. And you got of one guy. You got of Watson, Christian Watson. You got 11 targets, 8 catchable, and he dropped 1. And then the other guy's got 4 targets, 2 catchable, and dropped 1. So you're almost talking.
I mean, it's definitely a mixture of both.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely. Like I'm looking at the Rodgers situation, and like the fact that he's like 10 or 11 of these passes are not catchable
to his main receivers.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
saying, so you're saying basically 3/4, right? Of them
Except
are
what were the
catchable.
numbers for
That's
Cobb? What were the numbers?
25% are not catchable.
Do you have the
Sorry.
numbers for Cobb, or did you take it down?
Cobb had no drops. That's why I did.
What about what were catchables? How many?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, 26 of 18, so a lot better.
Right.
Okay, so
Which I think
yeah,
shows
so I
less
mean, it's
on
definitely a
Rodgers
mixture
then.
of both. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
So,
having drops in crucial moments, but he's also
Doesn't have chemistry.
Can't get on the same page with these guys.
Yeah. So if they trade new guys to him, but more talented guys,
Or
right?
do you cut your losses and just say we're moving to Jordan Love now?
Oh, no. I mean, not after you gave him what you gave him.
Right.
I mean, you're saying like, well, let's watch him for the rest of the season, and we're still going to keep Rodgers, or no?
No.
And Love's on the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
you're going to start Love.
No, I'm saying I'm
Let him
just I was
walk.
just saying maybe you just trade Ray Rodgers. I mean, he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't.
Oof.
I don't know.
I don't think he wants to be
Let him go to the
anywhere.
Raiders.
He could go to
where he
New
wants
England.
go.
We don't want to be in Oakland.
What happened to David Carr? I saw he went to questionable today.
Derek,
I don't know.
Yes. You guys
My
should know
bad.
this by now.
the one guy, he's done this like 3 times. You're right.
I do this every time.
Just because his brother. Just thinking of his brother.
His
It'd be
brother was
questionable to show
first.
up to the.
It's his
to-
back. I don't know. He said he was limited.
Okay.
Why do you have him?
I have him, yes.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
It is not my year.
He is
for
31
quarterbacks.
ranked. He's ranked 31.
It's
out
just
of-
not my. It's not my
Out
year.
of
I have
32
cousins. I have
What is
cousins.
he ranked? 20th, 15th.
Quarterback's also
right
been
in
a
the middle.
crappy position this year, except for
Yeah,
like
no,
5
you're right.
guys.
Except for like those main 5. Yeah.
Geno Smith,
Cousins is
Daniel
27.
Jones.
The top 5 who we were all expecting. Geno Jones,
Josh
Hurts,
Is that
Allen, Jackson,
That's-
Burrow.
that's it. No, Burrow hasn't really done well
No.
either.
He threw for
Well,
480
more
yards
recently,
last
he's
week.
gotta
Last
be-
week, I'm saying to this point though, 1 week doesn't get you
To,
into the top 5.
Yeah. Are you talking about fantasy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Burrow is in the top 5.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Hurts, and Hurts has had a bye already, so like, that's kind of probably why you got Burrow in there.
Right.
Well, I guess Jackson didn't do very well. Last.
Good times. So are
Yeah,
the Bills?
Geno Smith wasn't that good last week.
Geno's a 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Geno's gonna fall off the map, right?
He's 8. Yeah,
Because
8.
well, Kenneth Walker
Lawrence is 9, and Jones
last
is
week.
10. Mariota's 11th.
Wow.
That's incredible. Wait, no one.
Marcus Mariota.
In our league is so stupid. I
Oh,
did realize.
this is a
something-
normal. This is a normal league.
Oh, that's a normal league.
Yeah.
Oh. Huh.
Goff, Wentz, Brady, Rodgers, Cousins, Ryan, Carr, Fields, Garoppolo. Percent. I mean, Tagovailoa is probably a little bit different if you did it on a per game basis, but
Yeah, per game, definitely.
he'd probably be a little higher just because he was out those couple games.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're gonna beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
Any doubt?
No.
I mean, I don't think there's a doubt. I mean, I think it's discussion to think, could this be a trap game? I mean, I think it could be, but I think,
I mean, even the injury report is fairly small.
yeah, I mean, the injury report, there were 2,
2 DMPs and
but the DMPs were normal. And then
Well, Trey
There
not
was
coming back was kind of
bunch of
upsetting.
right, we didn't
Saying-
talk
them
about
coming out
that.
and
So
saying
Trey,
that.
Trey won't be back this week.
Yeah, they open up
Um,
as 10.5-point favorites.
That's insane.
That's the spread right now. 10.5 points.
Rodgers has
gone up.
never been
It was
more
10.
than 10
Rodgers has also never won when he's been a double-digit underdog either.
at home, at away. I don't know.
No, he's never
Anyway.
won just ever.
Okay, that's good news.
Reassuring.
So, CJ, do you have any concern here?
With Trey?
Well, not with Trey, just with Green Bay.
Oh. Because I was like, damn, do you have a concern about Trey? Like, I was getting worried there for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
No, I've only heard good things
no,
about Trey.
I think they're gonna
they're
wait
just
till the
being
very
smart
end of
about
that
it.
window.
Okay, yeah,
They're
that's
gonna
fine.
wait till
All
the
right. I
very
was like,
end.
that's why I was like, wait, what?
No, I think they're just being smart about it. That's all. I mean,
Do I worry anything about Green Bay? The only thing I worry about Green Bay would be what you mentioned in that they're great against the pass and terrible against the run, which does not vote in our favor.
Mhm.
And let's be honest, I don't think they have the receiving core to really like. I want to sit here and say, okay, well, Rodgers is Rodgers, and he could do it. He could do something crazy, just
Right.
But in reality, without Cobb now, obviously, I don't think they have the players to support enough to be able to keep up. I
don't
truly
either.
don't.
And,
I don't
unless
think
they
that's-
just do dump offs to
the
Jones
running backs.
and Dillon.
But it also
Yeah.
just hasn't worked for them offensively. Like I don't know
And
how to
LaFleur
explain it.
is fantastic
I mean,
as
Josh-
an offensive coach,
LaFleur,
as an offensive play caller. And I mean, he has like the highest win percentage of any coach in the league,
Oh yeah.
including Belichick. I mean, way less games than Belichick, but that win percentage is going to go down this year.
Yeah.
But
It's inevitable.
yeah. So no concerns about Green Bay. After Green Bay
It's the Jets.
is the Jets with their new running back,
Not worried about it.
James Robinson. Not concerned.
No, I mean I bet they're gonna.
What they give
he's
up
gonna
for
split
him?
with
A
him.
4?
Yeah, I don't even think he'll start. I don't even think like with Carter there. I think they're going to keep Carter.
They're gonna split.
Well, Noah picked up Carter after I cut him the day before
Oh, good job, Todd. Why'd
because
you do that?
I was so sick of Hall.
I
Yeah.
also snagged
Carter-
Chris Godwin away from somebody.
CJ,
What?
right?
No,
Someone
Yeah.
cut Godwin.
I
Yeah.
needed
Matt
him.
Kamara.
I needed him.
And then I
still have
I
receivers
snagged
for sale.
Pacheco.
Yeah, and you got Pacheco.
I got
Noah's-
Gus Edwards, but I think I need to trade it to
I
Malia
saw
because
that.
he has Dobbins.
Who has Dobbins?
Malia.
Anyway.
Oh, I'll be watching that trade to make sure it's fair. No,
But,
I
you know,
don't.
Tough. I
Yeah,
don't know what you give for a guy you just got off the waivers because I'm in like that situation in a couple leagues where I need a wide receiver and I just got him and I feel like 2
Dobbins
touchdowns.
is out for. I would trade for Edwards right now.
And that's how I feel too. But I haven't been able to get the response. It was like I had Edwards and another receiver for Kirk, and the guy wouldn't do it.
Wow.
That's dumb.
I wish I could remember. I wish I could tell you who the other player was. The best I got, I'll be honest with you, has been Allen Robinson for Gus Edwards.
Wow.
Yikes.
A guy wouldn't even take. What did I offer him today? I offered him Gus, Sutton, and Evan Ingram for Chris Godwin, and he wouldn't do it.
Oh wow.
That's the problem with fantasy is people fall in love with their own team. You
Yeah.
can
I know.
never get attached to your own players.
Exactly.
It's something I taught you very young, and it's worked out in your favor very well. So, so let's see, Sabres or trade talk, NFL trade talk.
Let's do NFL and we'll end with Sabres.
Okay.
We'll just
Um,
wrap up that.
So guys who I'm reading who are on the block, on the block, are Cam Akers, Do we have any interest in Cam Akers?
Nope. Swipe left.
Do you do that a lot?
Swipe left?
I have no idea what that is. I was just.
No. It's Tinder.
It's Tinder.
I know. I'm asking. Do you
Swipe
do it a
left,
lot?
swipe
Are you
right.
on there a lot?
Oh, no.
Just when Jackie's not home.
Okay.
Right.
So William Jackson, a cornerback from the Commanders.
No.
You don't want to add to the
No.
cornerback depth?
No.
From the Commanders,
I
is he
like him.
any good?
He's okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. He's better than, like, I think he would probably fit in. I bet
Maybe, I don't know.
I
He's
know,
ahead
it's
of
so funny.
Benford.
Trying to
I would
figure
put
this
him
out.
ahead of Benford. I mean,
Okay.
which
Okay,
puts him
that's
ahead
not
of
worth it.
which puts him ahead of Lewis, which puts him ahead of not Dane,
Which
I
puts
guess.
him an injury
So it
away
puts
from
him ahead of two
starting.
Right.
So it puts him at like the same level as Dane
Dane?
and only ahead of like two guys.
If he's the same as Dane, then I think you have to take him.
That's what I think too. If he's as good as Jackson, then
Yeah.
definitely Dane Jackson,
I
not
don't
himself.
I don't think he's as good as.
You watch a lot of Commanders games.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But also,
they have been
that
the worst
defense is
against the
good.
pass. I will say that. I know that for a fact.
Deron Payne, defensive tackle with the Commanders.
Yeah, no, too much money in the line right now.
Claypool.
No.
Claypool? No.
No.
Nah.
No. No.
David Montgomery.
Yeah. Give me a third rounder.
Higher. 4th, 5th,
All right.
lower, whatever. Yeah.
I was like second or first for David Montgomery.
No, it's
Oof.
the last year of his contract.
I said. Oh, okay. Sorry, you're
It's-
talking about him.
Yeah, it's the last year of his contract. It's
I don't know. It's like how much. Sorry. How much does it give you? Like, how much does it improve you? I don't know. Like, is it worth it to? I don't know.
They are.
I guess the draft.
Heineke's
pick
gotta
doesn't
be
matter. So I guess
exciting.
if it's that low, then it's fine for Montgomery. I guess.
he's a
don't know.
better receiving back
Yeah.
than what you got. The Bills have been looking for that guy, right?
I mean, I'd rather do Josh Jacobs.
We're not there yet. Stop it.
That's not happening.
MJ Stewart is a safety with the Texans. He's like their third safety, kind of like their roamer.
I don't know. I like the safety play. The three of them. They're the three best friends. And then Michael's back. Micah is back in the building. So
Okay, but he's done for the
no, I
season.
know he's done. I'm just
Okay.
saying, like, he's back for the rest of the year. So you'll at least have him in.
They
You know,
cut out his
session-
neck and
team
made him
sessions.
like a bionic neck. And now
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
right back in.
So Gesicki's too expensive.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs is too expensive too. So
No, he's not.
I just don't think that. Why would Raiders trade him at this point? I mean, I know
They're
he didn't
looking
pick up
to
his
move him.
fifth. No
why?
way. Who's like? I don't believe that in the slightest.
The Illuminati. Like, what is this? What are they doing? Why? He's
They're the
been the
Raiders.
best running back.
Okay, hold on
to-
again. Hold
to-
on.
To,
It's the last year of his contract.
okay.
He's cheap. And
Yeah, but you could also re-sign him on the cheap, I bet, and keep him at this rate. I mean, he's shown consistently that he's been able to do this. I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, sure, if it's a fourth or a fifth, then sure. I'm getting Josh Jacobs.
you're on mute, CJ.
No.
I just hear
Almost.
scratchiness.
Sugar sure. I don't know. It just seems
Anything?
a little
Yeah, you're good.
stupid.
Stop messing with the wire.
Look, Josh Jacobs. If you can get Josh Jacobs for a fourth, you do it.
Yeah, you do it.
It's not happening though. I don't see what the year he's having. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, if that's what the Raiders are saying, or that's what rumors are saying, that the Raiders are still like, yeah, fourth or a fifth, whatever. We just want him
rumors
gone.
saying that McCaffrey wasn't going for a first, or no?
It was 2 first.
I know that's what the rumors were. Was that he was going for 2
It
first?
was initially that they were asking for 2.
And then it was they won't trade him without getting a first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It was 2
they got a
first.
2, 3, 4,
Okay.
5.
The Bills offered twice and they said no.
Offered what?
I don't know.
A trade.
They checked in twice and offered 2 different trades, and the Panthers said no.
I wonder what that was.
I'm sure that they're going to
Very
treat that
interesting
one
that they
the
go
best
both that
because I
way.
bet that was like Singletary and
No,
like
no. I
Oh, man, to know
I
who
think
would have
I
been the
read-
guys.
who came in second on that trade?
It's like a young guy that they could have got rid of.
No, not a player. I mean, what team came in second? There was a team
was it Tampa,
who was in it. No, there was
No.
Chicago,
Was it a contender?
Indy?
it was the Rams. The
Ah,
Rams offered
wow.
the Rams
Wow. I would've
the
been so
Rams
happy.
offered
That was scary.
2, 3,
Yeah.
5.
Oh,
And San Francisco added the 4th. And so San Francisco got him.
wow.
I'm glad that he goes there because we won't have to worry about them until next year when Trey Lance is healthy.
Unless they go to the Super Bowl.
They're not.
So what's the move for? The future? I don't know.
It has to be. I mean, they weren't good even with him last week. And like I get it, it was his first game with them, but he lost 44-23 to the Chiefs. You're 3-4. Your defense hasn't looked that good, and Garoppolo is just Garoppolo. I mean, realistically, how much is this going to improve Garoppolo? Not that much.
No. Except
This
Garoppolo's,
is for the future.
Garoppolo's best tendency is the drop off and the short slants and the timing patterns and those kind of things. Like, don't make Garoppolo think or throw like even the intermediate ball. He's got an okay deep ball, but
yeah, I mean he has an okay arm. It's just like we know what this is it. This is a ceiling. So it's like you can't. This has to be for the future. I mean, it is for now. Obviously, it does help you now. Obviously, but you're not going to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. You're not winning the Super Bowl with what you have. If you had Trey Lance at quarterback, maybe he looked good to start the year. But I mean, what you have right now, it is what it is. Like nothing's going to get better offensively. In my opinion, it's either just going to like flatline or get worse. There's no. It's not going to improve. It's not going to improve it that much.
okay. Jets versus New England next week. Who do we want to win? Do we want the Jets to win to get a better record and smash down New England? Or do we want New England to win?
I think we want New England to win just to keep the chaos.
To keep the division.
Yeah, keep the chaos below us. And don't let somebody run away with second place. So, just in case, if we end up losing to like the Browns or something, or like the Vikings.
We'll lose to somebody.
Right. Can't hear you, CJ.
Yeah, if you're talking, man, you're
He's probably trying to talk that whole time.
he probably
That
was.
whole time.
He probably
was
was.
like,
I
they're
was
just
trying
cutting
to.
me off.
I'm still trying to.
Hear you now. Now you froze. Now you unfroze.
There we go.
This is the kind of
This is the content right here.
this is the
Can
kind
you
of
hear me?
content that we give our viewers.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So no, didn't he throw 4 picks against the New England last time?
Who?
Wilson,
Yeah.
right? So like, I think New England's a big fantasy defense to play this week.
Oh yeah, I'm just
But-
saying, like,
Maybe he's gotten better.
I mean, well, they're in second place.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, I think we want New England to win to keep the chaos behind us. You know, because if the Jets win,
it's crazy.
if the Jets win, I mean, I know we have to lose, but we have to beat them. They're 5-2 right now, and we're 5-1.
Yeah.
So it would just be helpful for them to lose
I mean,
next
their
this
defense
week.
is pretty good.
Who's Miami got this week?
They have the Lions.
Oh
All right. That's a trap game for them.
I guess Lions can't stop the pass. They're gonna have 300-400 yards passing.
Tua?
Yeah, I mean, I just see Hill and Waddle going off.
Could be one of those days.
Could be. Well, I mean, they're like first and
Both
fourth in the
quiet last
league
week,
in
Yeah.
receiving yards. So,
you know,
um,
Tua's hitting Hill like
crazy.
got to be marketably more than Holmes ever hit him.
Yeah, he'll
He
I mean,
currently
targets
has
wise, not
57
saying
receptions.
connecting or whatever, but it's
57 through 7 games.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
That is like 8.
I could have told you that.
So, and then
that's with your
But-
backup playing too.
But
also.
Diggs has like 54 or something.
yeah, Waddle only has 34.
Yeah,
No,
Waddle's a yak guy.
Yeah,
Guy.
he's definitely been
Diggs has
Targeted more.
49.
49
with the bye though. Yeah,
and with the bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With the bye.
with the bye.
Yeah.
So with the bye.
With the bye.
Gotcha. So the Sabres don't play until Thursday.
going
Yes.
to the November 2nd game.
Okay.
Are you?
Yeah,
Who are they playing?
A team.
that's a good question.
Is it a white hot Friday?
It can't be a.
It can't be a Friday. It's got to be like Wednesday.
Why am I?
The
I
second-
31st.
like, I'm thinking-
It's
Yeah, it's a
Monday.
Wednesday. Good
It's a
call.
Wednesday.
They're playing the Penguins.
oh, it's a great game. Yeah, I knew it was Boston or one of the two.
One of the yellow.
One
and
of
black.
them.
Yeah,
One of the good games.
one of those two good home games. Yeah. So the Sabres are a surprise so
Yeah.
far. Had a letdown last night against the Kraken, but
I think
I would say they had a successful West Coast
Yeah.
trip.
Well, absolutely. You won 3 out of your 4 going against West Coast teams. I mean,
Alberta, you beat both Alberta teams.
right, you beat the Oilers 4-2, where McDavid once again only had 1 point, which he's only ever averaged against the Sabres. You beat the Flames, who have come out flying this year, but you also beat them 6-3. You beat the struggling Canucks, so you didn't fall victim there, but you also again had another offensive explosion, beating them 5-1. And then, yesterday you lost 5-1 to the Kraken, but to get 3 wins out of 4 games is just fantastic for this team and where they are right now. I mean, they're 4-2. They're tied for second place in the division.
So how long do you think they'll keep this up? Do you think that they'll be able
the
to
rest of the year?
to sustain?
No, because there were things last night that you saw, like they were definitely tired last night, and that West Coast finally caught up with them, because those first 3 games they were flying, and looked really good and really impressive. And then it looked like they just kind of got punched in the mouth last night and couldn't ever recover.
The defense looked terrible. I mean,
yeah, but
not
well,
much you
that's
could
the
do.
other point though. The Sabres are near the top in like shots in the slot, and that's one of those stats to me where in the long run that's not going to work. Like that, having players in the slot and leaving that open. I mean, it doesn't matter how good the goalies are if you're leaving the slot open and letting teams consistently get shots in there. And it's not just like regular slot shots, it's close shots. They lead the league in that. So that's even more. They're letting them get super close to the goalie. They're letting them get close to that blue paint area, and letting them get a really good opportunity.
I don't think we can grade though whether they're going to have a good season or not based upon the Kraken game.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm saying what I'm saying for this stat. This is league wide. They lead the league in this. So I'm saying this is one of those stats where it's like and also how good the goalies are playing. Like these are kind of things where the team looks really good while it's happening, but if you look under the surface level, there are problems. Like they shouldn't be letting shots up in the slots. Like there's no way Comrie and Anderson are going to maintain like
that's
true
the thing.
rules
If they
against
can,
average.
yes, but if they can't, then no, they're not gonna.
And I'm high on both of them, to be honest. I mean, I think Comrie and Anderson really seem to be a good combo. It seems like Comrie, the Sabres have been talking him up. We talked about this last week and how Comrie is their guy and that they're really high on him.
Yeah,
and they signed him for a 2-year deal on purpose.
Yeah.
Not just the one. But
well, absolutely. I mean, it would be great if they're able to maintain it, obviously. But it's also the other parts have to come around that. And I guess we'll see as the season goes on. I mean, the team just has to mature. That's what it is. And Rob Ray brought up a really good point, that what Granato likes to do is just kind of let them like figure out situations, and that's a really great way to get this team to mature fast. Like last night, you're down, this team's taking it to you, they're pushing it along the wall, which you haven't seen yet, and it's then Granato's just kind of like figure out how to attack it, figure out how to play defense, figure out how to move the puck on them, and they did. It's just they didn't do it enough. They just were tired, in my opinion.
Yes, they didn't look like the team who did all the rest. Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, I think they'll be good. It's just right now it's kind of like they look good on the surface, but when you go to look in like those in-depth things, it's like a little sketchy, but hey, they look good. Let's revel in it, right?
Dahlin's point streak extended. He got an assist.
Yeah, no goal though.
No goal. But I didn't like that they sat Krebs. I mean, he could have just been tired, but
I mean, I think this early into the season, you just have to see what's working and what's not.
Well, Hinestrodas has been working.
Yes.
And that's the problem. Was he's been this? He was planned, or they were planning for him to be this 3 times 4 is 12, the 13th man.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
And they were planning,
really
and
well.
He's just played too well to not be on the ice. And so now they have a problem trying to figure out how to shuffle all of that.
Yeah.
Because he needs to play. Mm-hmm. But all these other guys, there's nobody to sit, and you're not sitting your captain.
Right.
So
I mean, it's
who
just
would
it's
almost
gonna.
make most logical sense.
I mean, it's just going to be a shuffling. I mean, some nights you're probably going to have. I mean, I bet they might sit somebody like Gergensons one night. I mean, it's going to be one of those things. It's going to. Right now, things are working for this team. Being fast, moving the puck. Making sure there are two guys pressuring. The goaltending has been on point to this point of the season, but as the season goes along, you're going to have teams start to figure them out. So you're just going to have to just start maneuvering that. Some nights you don't need to start this guy. Some nights you don't need to start that guy, So, and then the other problem has also been defensive injuries. Joker's been okay to start the season, but that's still a loss. And then Samuelson, obviously.
Yeah, but they'll both be back, and Samuelson
Yeah, they'll be
avoided
back.
the worst.
They'll be back, but still.
And Fitzgerald isn't a bad.
Yeah, and Pilot looked okay. I'm just saying, losing Samuelson is huge.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's a big loss defensively for them.
Yeah. Okay, CJ, anything you want to add?
No, I mean, you guys hit on it pretty well. My only point was just how well the goalies played, in my opinion, and it's going to depend a lot on that. The goalies can keep making the saves, and offense will keep being able to do what they can do. So I think.
Yeah, I think again that it comes to, like, what do we say, that they're in their first Bills year?
They're in their trust the process era. They have to. That's what they have to do right now. We hear about it all the time. How they believe in Granato, they believe in the system, and that has to keep happening. Like, they can't. If they go on a losing streak, even they can't lose faith.
You have to have you have to have the Josh where we can see some improvement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
well, that's what we said.
Which we've seen.
That's all you need. You need win 5 more games.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to do this year, and that's a huge improvement.
And flip a couple ties or whatever.
Yeah. Or have a couple more ties, honestly. Lose games not in regulation. Come back, take those games to overtime and stuff. But that's the thing. 10 points. That's all. That's improvement for them.
I agree. I definitely agree. So I said we were going to do a giveaway tonight over Twitter, and I can't find where I said it. We'll do a giveaway the first 5 minutes of next episode.
Okay.
Every Wednesday, 7:00. Next Wednesday, we'll recap the Packers game. We will talk about the upcoming Jets, and talk more about the Sabres as well. And that will be after Halloween, right? So, and it's the day before that you're going to the game, CJ. So, that's trade deadline day.
Next
Wednesday.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll have some trades to talk about.
We'll have a lot of trades. The Texans just said Cooks is on the block.
Oh, wow.
He's making $18 million though, so that'll be a tricky trade. But if someone out there, the Rams, can figure out their cap space, he'd be an amazing addition, and I'm glad he's on my roster right now.
I know. I have him in another league.
Yeah, because he has not been putting up for Houston.
Yeah. I think with Collins getting hurt for the season or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Dallas just released Cooper Rush.
No.
They released him?
I guess.
Interesting things always happen when we're on here. So maybe a trade went down. Maybe someone hit a home run in the World Series. Is that no, it doesn't start till Friday. Are we all rooting for Philly?
Yes.
What's the other option?
The AL team.
Oh, yeah. Philly. Yeah, fuck the Astros. Oh.
We get
Okay, I don't see where they released Cooper Rush.
okay. So you just made that up. on
No,
your own.
Grandma said it, so Grandma made it up.
Grandma. What are you doing?
Anyway,
You sure released is the right word you were looking for?
yeah, it's all her fault. We got
It's all
you.
your fault.
We got you baited. And it's okay.
We did. We got grandma'd. Okay.
That didn't happen, right?
No, it didn't.
I don't see anything. All right. Well, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Anybody who died?
Yeah, Leslie Jordan died.
Yes. Anybody else?
Just Leslie Jordan.
Okay. Well, rest in peace to Leslie Jordan.
You just stole. Okay.
Go
if you're a
ahead.
watcher or a listener or
Yes.
whatever, like, subscribe, do whatever.
If you made it to the end, we appreciate you for listening and watching. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Interact with us on Twitter at GameDay716. You know, you still could have fucking said it. Like, I don't understand.
We only get 2 of them per show.
That was one.
You
Where
said
was
it
the other one?
earlier.
No, I didn't. Well, there's the second one. Whatever. Yeah, interact with us on Twitter at GameDay716. Remember, just stay happy, stay healthy. You know,
And have a great
we'll
night.
see you next time.
Stay sunny, Buffalo.
Rest in peace, Leslie Jordan.
Leslie Jordan.